clarification of supply problems in time of war.
American forces were assisting in other ways. Aviation cadets from member countries receive training in America. They undergo the flight crew schooling that leads to a pair of wings. On a desert airfield in Arizona, members of a graduating class pass in review before dignitaries of their own countries. Present on behalf of the French cadets is Madame Auriol, wife of the President of France. Training pilots in the operation of the latest model jet aircraft is of vital importance to NATO forces. Some of the member countries have made great contributions to the design of modern jet aircraft, but lack manufacturing facilities to produce the planes that would enable them to afford extensive operational training. On the sands of Arizona, language, uniforms, and customs differ, but there is a single purpose: achievement of the common goal. NATO forces are being strengthened with almost every new weapon that rolls off the production lines. The Martin B-61 Matador, a remote-controlled pilotless aircraft, has been assigned to Europe and will be available to the NATO armies. This unmanned aircraft climbs as fast as a jet fighter as it wings to its target at a predetermined altitude. When it makes its dive, it's through the sound barrier. New weapons are constantly being added to the NATO arsenal, and special demonstrations are held to explain and develop tactics which can be used with the new pieces. This group is watching a version of the napalm bomb, jellied gasoline that cuts down everything in its path. Big news was that the atomic cannon would be sent to Europe. This 280mm mobile gun is the U.S. Army's latest and largest field artillery weapon. And anticipating its arrival, NATO troops teamed up with the U.S. 7th Army to hold Exercise Monte Carlo. Extreme mobility was stressed with frequent quick shifts in firing sites. But older methods of combat training are not neglected, even in the atomic age, and it's slow going through a minefield. High-ranking officers of Belgian, British, and French forces are interested observers of the progress of the maneuvers at the headquarters of U.S. General William Hodge, 7th Army commander who served as maneuver director. NATO's progress has definitely reduced the danger of another major war. Through NATO, nations stand together and build together, presenting a united front against aggression. Men of different lands and languages. Norway, Netherlands, United States, Great Britain, Denmark, France, Italy, Belgium, Luxembourg, Canada, Greece, Turkey, Iceland and Portugal. 14 nations, each with its own national customs and interests, but sharing the common ideals of men of goodwill, a belief in freedom and human dignity.
The morale and self-confidence of European peoples and their armies has risen far above the low levels of 1949, thereby taking much of the steam out of the communist propaganda. More than 1 million men have been added to the armed forces of the European members through NATO. These developments add up to a record of positive accomplishment. But equally important are two things which have not happened. First, there has been no war in the NATO area. And second, the communists have not gained an inch of territory in Europe since the treaty was signed. This is Sergeant Stuart Queen inviting you to be with us next week for another look at your Army in action on The Big Picture.
The Big Picture is a weekly television report to the nation on the activities of the Army at home and overseas. Produced by the Signal Corps Pictorial Center. Presented by the U.S. Army in cooperation with this station. You can be an important part of the big picture. You can proudly serve with the best equipped, the best trained, the best fighting team in the world today, the United States Army.